Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing one of your requests, which was a remake of Wasted Love. We'll be linking this FLP down below so you guys can play around with it for free. But anyway, let's jump straight into FL Studio and see how close we can get. So I've gone and recreated the bassline MIDI for this song, and there's no swing at all on this one, which I was surprised by. I thought there'd be some sort of shuffle swing on here like there usually is on a slap house song, but there was nothing, so I just left it as it is. This is the first layer I'm using, which is a one shot from the new pack. For the next sound, we're using this Imanbek kind of one shot sound. And then we have this really gritty, distorted bass one shot here. And then we have this super clicky top end sound here from the same pack, and it's another one shot. The first preset we're going to use is this one here called Big and Slow from the new main stage pack, and it sounds like this. It's got a really cool analog kind of vibe to it, and it sounds like this all together with the other sounds. So it already feels quite tight, but we could add so much more to just build up the sound. This next sound is a synth called Heart, and it's got a bit more of an FM sound to it, which is what we're missing in here. Some of the FM harmonics just really help to get closer to that original bass sound. The next sound is this one here called Hype, which is from Piano House Volume 1, and it's already got a built-in reverb on it, so it has a bit of a different tone to the other sounds. We're going to keep stacking those layers and use this sound here called Brasileiro, which sounds like this on its own. It's a really clean, crisp sound. And then I'm finishing off the bass line with this Womp preset, which sounds like this all together. So I think we probably have enough bass layers now, so let's move on to some drums and start building a bit more of the vibe. I'm using kick number 15 from the new pack, and it sounds like this with the bass and vocal. Let's add in our claps. We're looking at some fairly simple drums on this one. I'm just going to use an open hi-hat on its own. And then of course I'm just adding a touch of compression to glue everything as one. This is what our chain looks like for the bass line. We've got a bit of EQ cutting off everything below 40 Hz just to clean up a bit because there's so many layers stacked on. And then we're running it through some reverb. It's a really small amount, which is there to fit the sound in the space. And then we're also running it through a bit of CLA compression. And then some OTC as well, just to crispen up the whole sound and to glue it a bit together as well. The next really important element is the brass stabs that come in on the second half of the drops. So they're just playing 2 octaves here, so I've layered them up just to beef them up a little bit more. And as far as the processing goes, it's fairly simple. We're just putting a bit of stereo shaper, and then we've got a really light bit of reverb on there as well. So finally, the next element I wanted to add was a really subtle drone, which I almost missed when listening back to the song, but it's a really, really simple analog kind of feel string sound. And I've just used this saw wave here, in this case, which is from the main stage pack as well. And here's how it sounds holding an F sharp note. You can hear it as a really, really subtle element in the mix. And then finally, of course, we've got to throw in a crash in here just to mark the start of the drops and to get that initial impact. So I've grabbed this one here from the main stage pack, and we're just throwing on a bit of the same kickstart that we've got throughout the whole rest of the song, so everything glues together and it just sounds tighter. So we're going to go listen back to the whole thing all together now, get a bit of the build in there to get a feel for how close we are to the original.
Wake me up, oh tell me I'm doing the same. This ain't another wasted love. Wasted love.
There we are, there's the remake. I'm really happy with how this one turned out. Make sure you let us know down below what you think of it, and if you want to see any specific songs in the future or in the style videos, make sure to drop those down below. As always, we'll be running through those in the coming weeks. But thank you very much for watching. Make sure you smash the like button, hit subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.